The Mine Owner's Downfall. Mr. Silas Thorne, the proud owner of the Silver Peak Mine, stood at the pinnacle of success. His mine yielded mountains of rich ore, and the surrounding town bustled with the wealth he created. There is no limit to the riches waiting beneath these mountains, he often declared, puffing out his chest with satisfaction. Then came the first tremors of trouble, delivered by fast telegrams from distant cities. Global markets were shifting, and the price of silver ore was beginning to decline. Silas dismissed the warnings, convinced that the world would always need his high-quality silver. A temporary slump, he grumbled, refusing to adjust his inflated operating costs. Meanwhile, the workers, led by the thoughtful Jed Miller, had reached their breaking point. Safety conditions were poor, and the cost of living was rising rapidly in the booming town. "We risk our lives every day, Mr. Thorne," Jed demanded. "We need better wages and safer tunnels if we are to keep producing your precious ore." Silas, blinded by his own sense of importance, flatly refused their requests. He felt entitled to cheap labor, believing the workers had nowhere else to go. "If you don't return to work immediately," he shouted, "I will replace every last one of you." Within the hour, the great steam engines fell silent, and Silver Peak was paralyzed by a bitter strike. The strike proved disastrously timed. A rival operator, Elara Vance, had recently opened a smaller, highly efficient mine nearby. Elara used modern techniques, kept her labor force happy with fair pay, and immediately began to flood the market with cheaper ore. She was swift, innovative, and shrewd. With production halted and prices falling faster than ever, Silas's cash reserves vanished. He was forced to hire unskilled replacement workers at drastically reduced wages, the quality of ore plummeted. Accidents increased, and every ounce of silver cost him more to extract than he could earn back. Elara Vance then delivered the final blow. Using her profits, she bought up the cheap, undeveloped land surrounding Silver Peak and discovered an enormous, high-grade vein of silver. This discovery saturated the market, crushing the already fragile price of the ore. Silas Thorne's outdated methods and lower quality yields could not compete. The banks, seeing no hope of repayment, called in every loan. Silas had borrowed heavily. Betting everything on the silver prices staying high, he had ignored the warnings from the market, failed to negotiate with his skilled labor force, and refused to innovate. The great Silver Peak mine was officially bankrupt. Standing outside the silent mine, Silas understood his downfall. Success required more than just luck. It needed market foresight, efficient adaptation, and respect for the people who did the dangerous work. He realized that despair was a choice, but learning from mistakes was essential to survival. Though the grand mine was gone, Silas still had his knowledge of the mountains and his hard-won lessons. He picked up his tools, humbled but resilient, ready to start anew, remembering that true wealth lies in adaptability and respecting the fragile balance of the world and its workers. The end.